Hi, welcome to another late night stocks video. BioNTech has recently announced its Q3 earnings but dropped 7% after that. What's happening? Maybe you think that Wall Street knows something that you don't know. In a previous video, namely the worst yet to come, I made an update about Moderna, BioNTech and Novavax. Also in that video, we looked at the Pfizer Q3 vaccine revenues to predict BioNTech revenues. I was right and BioNTech beat both EPS and revenue expectations. Everything seems okay, even great, but why the stock prices keep falling? Is the company overvalued with having a forward PE ratio of 4? If you didn't watch our vaccine videos previously, I highly recommend it to understand where we are now. Our channel started to analyze this company in April when the stock price was $113. Personally, I'm holding my shares more than a year. So today I'm gonna try to analyze Q3 earnings at my best and share my price predictions for the future. Please give a like and subscribe to our channel. These actions are free of charge and highly recommended. So let's start with the third quarter highlights. The US government purchased an additional 50 million pediatric doses and their deal reached 600 million doses. Pfizer-BioNTech sold each primary dose for $19, probably $950 million extra revenue was secured for next year. 1 billion doses donation doesn't bring remarkable earnings to BioNTech because they sold at non-profit price. These are revenue boosters for BioNTech. The manufacturing capacity is expanding and will probably reduce the cost of sales, or let's say briefly manufacturing costs. When you produce something for a low-income country, you can take advantage of a low labor and transportation cost of that country or continent. Producing something in the US or in Germany is pricey than producing in Africa. Last quarter was an important milestone for BioNTech. They focused on pipeline projects and started 3 phase 2 and 5 new phase 1 studies. This is great news. To understand the potential of each cancer drug, it is a good idea to have a look at the leading cancer drugs worldwide by revenue in 2020. Keytruda was the best cancer drug by revenue and Merck made more than $14 billion only from this. We see a lot of other drugs between $4 and $6 billion revenue range. That's why BioNTech has enormous potential for the future. According to CEO Uğur Şahin, last quarter the company expanded its oncology pipeline, in other words cancer drugs, faster than during any other period in the company's history. Now you see the pipeline. The company started many new trials and 4 of them in phase 2. Year-over-year results are important and we see about 50% oncology pipeline expansion. That's why BioNTech is a good investment and you won't lose your money in the long term. Of course, every investment involves risk. Please do also your own research before investing. By the way, you can support us just buying a coffee. You can find the link in the video description. Let's continue with the financials. BioNTech made 6 billion euros revenues last quarter. 4.3 billion euros came from gross profit share with Pfizer and 1.3 billion euros from direct sales. Direct sales is still a bit unclear for me. I suppose revenues from AG and Fosun Pharma deal. Year to date, the company made 13.3 billion euros revenue and heading to 17 billion euros. To understand its performance, we can compare it with Moderna Q3 numbers. Moderna made $4.8 billion for this quarter. Attention, BioNTech numbers are in euros. You see the difference, BioNTech made almost $7 billion and Moderna $4.8 billion. Company numbers, in short, revenue expectations for this year is up to 17 billion euros, which is close to $20 billion. The effective tax rate for the company group is expected to about 31%, which is only 7% by Moderna. Tax rate changes the earnings and EPS expectations. Thanks to loss carry forward, Moderna doesn't have to pay high corporate taxes for this and next year. Let's continue with another highlight of the last quarter. BioNTech acquired an Australian company, Phagomed, for 150 million euros. This acquisition expands the infectious disease toolkit to precision antibacterials, which is a completely new area for the company. To understand the importance of this area, we have to look at its market summary. The global antibiotics market is expected to reach approximately 63 billion US dollars in 2026 by 5% compound annual growth rate. With a lot of pipeline projects and expansion to other continents, BioNTech has a very strong competitive advantage and potential. This company is far beyond its revolutionary COVID-19 vaccine and will be a pharma giant in the future. I want to also mention some highlights from the conference. The company did not say anything exact about the revenues for next year. Probably they will announce them in this quarter. Another point is 100 million doses capacity increase in Brazil. This facility will be important for the south part of the continent and of course for the sales. The Pfizer pill caused sudden vaccine sell-off. JP Morgan analyst asked a question about this pill, and the CEO doesn't think that this pill has a huge impact on the vaccination rate in the future. Booster shots for high-risk groups or for all? This is a hot topic and still not clear in the US. Ur Shahin thinks that booster shots have significant importance for the overall population, and added the vaccination rate is still not sufficient to control the Delta variant. So end of the pandemic may not be anytime soon. Investors are looking forward to hearing Fosun Pharma news, but why it takes so long? The company submitted the data for regular approval, not an emergency use authorization, and still waiting for mainland China. This seems for me a political decision. If the company gets that approval, the stock price will explode. Last but not least, $300 stock price seems a resistance level and the next one $400. We probably see $300 level this year and $400 next year. I hope you have enough patience to wait and see that. These were my opinions and are not investment advice. Please do also your own research. Thanks for watching till the end. Please give a like and don't forget to subscribe.